Welcome to today's episode. We're going to take a quick look at something that turns a lot of popular self-help wisdom on its head, the law of tuning. With me is Chris, who's been exploring this concept in depth and writing a book about it. Chris, it's great that we finally get to sit down and have this conversation.
Thanks for having me. It's really exciting to share this. The law of tuning isn't talked about as much, but I think it could change the way a lot of people see reality.
That's a bold claim. So let's start simple. Most people have heard about the law of attraction, maybe even the law of resonance. How is this law of tuning different? What does it really mean?
Sure, let's start there. The law of attraction says you get what you focus on, what you want or desire. The law of resonance goes a bit deeper and says your reality is shaped by your own energetic vibration, like how you feel or what you're putting out emotionally. But the law of tuning argues it's not so much about attracting or expressing something. For example, just wishing for a new opportunity or constantly trying to raise your vibration. It's more like tuning a radio.
Like finding the right station on an old-fashioned dial?
Exactly. Imagine every version of your life, every possible outcome or timeline already exists. They're all out there, like different radio stations, each one playing a different song, each tuned to a particular frequency. The law of tuning says you don't create these realities. You tune in to the one you want by adjusting your internal settings, your thoughts, emotions, even your memories, so they match that frequency. The moment your internal settings line up with a new frequency, your actual experience starts to change. It's less about forcing the world to give you something and more about aligning yourself with a version of reality that's already out there.
So it's about alignment, not effort, and not even really about asking for something.
Yes, that's the heart of it. It's not directly about wanting or wishing, although that's also possible. It's firstly about aligning with precision, just like a musician tuning a string to get the note exactly right. In this framework, you're not manifesting something from scratch. You're accessing a version of life that already exists, and the act of tuning is what lets you experience it.
I love the musical analogy. Let's make this practical, though. How do you actually change your tuning? Can you really change something from your past, maybe a negative memory, by shifting how you feel about it now?
Absolutely, and this is where it gets really interesting. When you revisit a memory, you're not just passively remembering. You're actually connecting to its energy, its emotional tone. The law of tuning suggests that if you consciously change your internal state while thinking about an old experience, like changing how you breathe, what emotions you bring up, or how you interpret the event, you can actually retune your connection to that memory. It's not about pretending it didn't happen, but re-experiencing it in a new way. That slight shift in internal frequency can echo out into your present and future.
So if I had a tough moment years ago, and every time I think back, I get anxious, but now I approach the memory from a place of calm or even gratitude, that changes my tuning.
Exactly. And what often happens is that your present reality starts to reflect those changes. The energy you once held in the past loses its grip, so you open up new possibilities now. It's almost like remixing a song. You can't erase the original note, but you can change how it fits into the whole melody.
That's such an empowering idea, but it's also pretty different from what most people are taught. You told me that here's a kind of retrocausality at play, the idea that the present can rewrite your emotional past, which then changes what's possible now.
Yes, and that's what's so liberating about the law of tuning. It invites you to be a participant in shaping how time feels, not just how it flows. You're not locked into the emotional consequences of old events. By consciously tuning, you become the composer of your own life's music. Retrocausality is one of the main drivers of the law of tuning, and it's science-based. As they say, the now is a memory of the future, and rewriting the past becomes the new now. Hence, you change your future.
I know some listeners are probably thinking, this all sounds a bit abstract, so maybe a practical example. What does tuning look like in daily life?
Let's say you're faced with recurring self-doubt. Maybe every time you try something new, you remember a moment from the past when you failed or were criticized. Usually, this automatic tuning brings the same anxious frequency into the present. But if you pause, breathe, and bring in curiosity instead of judgment, you can gradually retune that whole memory. Over time, your body stops anticipating criticism and starts expecting possibility. Your actions and choices naturally align with this new frequency, and you see different results.
So it's really about becoming aware of those tunings and learning how to shift them deliberately. It's subtle, but it can make a big difference.
Yes, the changes are sometimes quiet at first, but they build up. The key is to remember, it's not about forcing reality to comply, but about becoming the kind of person who resonates with the outcomes you truly want. You're not wishing, you're tuning and aligning, like an artist finding the perfect color or a musician tuning to just the right pitch.
That's a powerful reframe, and I think it opens up a lot of room for hope and self-agency. Any last thoughts for someone curious about trying this out?
Be gentle with yourself. Tuning is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. Start paying attention to little moments of tension or emotion and play with how you can shift them. Over time, you'll start to notice your reality responding in ways that will surprise you.
Brilliant. Next time, we'll dive into how to recognize your tuning signals, those subtle cues that tell you your frequency is about to shift. Stay tuned.